Back to the Here's the Deal channel. Let me check the audio real quick, make sure we're going. It says I'm live, but I don't see a picture, so let me just double check the audio. If you guys can hear me, let me know. All right, welcome back to the... Oh yeah, okay, it's working. I just want to jump right into this. A couple good comments in the chat room before we get started. One of the things is, yeah, the United States is admittedly, according to 28 USC 300215A, it says the United States, this is a quote, the United States means a federal corporation. So according to their own language, according to their own terminology and their own federal code, the United States is a corporation. And you know, we talk a lot about the Constitution. When I talk about the Constitution, I reference that word because it's familiar to people and it's supposed to be the supreme law of the land. But really, you don't want that as a whole to be a supreme law of the land. There are parts of it that are good, but a lot of it is tyrannical. As a matter of fact, a lot of parts of the Constitution, like Congress, which is supposed to be our representatives, but they show themselves by their actions and their bills and the laws that they hammer out into existence to suppress the rest of us. Even though they claim to be our representatives, they actually show themselves by their actions to be our enemies. And those enemies are given power by the Constitution to lay and collect taxes. In other words, to extort the tax cattle. And I ain't down with theft because theft is wrong. I would not steal from you if you were my neighbor. I would expect you not to steal from me. And what are people in government but human beings who seek to steal from other human beings and excel at the, wealth, the transfer and wealth Ponzi scheme that they got going here. The transfer of wealth and power is really what it really is. So this guy's name is Eric West. He's got a YouTube channel called Maui Audit of Police. And a little more than 2 hours ago, he was live streaming. I don't know if it was on a Facebook Live, but he was live streaming, traveling through on a highway, stopping off on the side of the highway to record the fallout of the Lahaina fires. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you some of this video. I've gone through the video. It's 24 minutes long. I've distilled it down and I've edited a lot of things out so that we can look at only the things that are pertinent. But I do want to show you that what's going on in Hawaii is the same as what's going on, in our demographic on this side of the Pacific Ocean. So let me just show you this. We're going to move through this. We're going to make some comments. But this is what the police, who are supposed to be serving and protecting, are doing to people who live in Hawaii as they step out of their vehicles within their free right to travel and try to exercise their freedom of the press. Here's what the cops are doing to them. Let's go ahead and watch some of this.
Okay, I just want to know what...
You need to leave now.
Can you state what law?
You need to leave now.
What regulation?
You need to leave now.
So you're not going to tell...
Get back in your car and leave now, or you will be arrested underneath this proclamation.
Okay, so it's a proclamation.
Look at this person's face right here. I just want to zoom in on this face. You need to leave now. You need to leave now. You need to leave now. It's like they're just robots, just doing what they're told to do. Look, I didn't make the laws. I didn't write the laws. I just enforce the laws. I'm just doing my job. I'm just following orders. Like we've said many times on this channel, and I will continue to say it and kick that dead horse until it's gelatinized. But law enforcers and people who just follow orders and ask for your papers and pull you over and tell you to hang tight and say, here's the deal. Those order followers who are just following orders are the conduit through which most, if not all, evil enters the world. And how does that happen? Because you don't have a moral compass. These people don't have a principle to go by. They don't have a guiding light. They're not looking out for the best interests of their fellow human beings. They're just doing what their masters tell them to do, whether it's right or wrong. And that's what makes it dastardly. That's what makes it evil, is if the masters tell them to do good, they'll do good. If their masters tell them to do very evil things, they will do very evil things. And then they'll try to shirk their responsibility and shirk their liability and just say, hey, I was just doing what I was told. So they become the conformists they're not supposed to be instead of the moralists that they should be. They're doing what they're told regardless of what is right instead of doing what is right regardless of what they're told. You need to move. You need to move because I said so, because it's the law, because there's a Hawaiian proclamation, because there's an emergency proclamation.
Proclamation.
It's an emergency proclamation. Get back in your car and leave now.
Just so I get it for the record. People are asking why we can't park and look at these images and take pictures. I just need to know what the law is that says we can't do it. What law?
Because of this emergency proclamation, you cannot park or walk on the bypass. Thank you.
What law do I reference? What law do I reference? What law do I reference? Auditors, we need you here. What law do you reference? I just want to know what law.
Yeah, what law is it?
Now
What
she's
law
calling
is it?
somebody in. Emergency proclamation. Are they going to arrest me? What are they going to?
And let's say this. Let's say it is a law. Let's say they hammered out a new law and you're not aware of it. What if it runs afoul of the Constitution? Well, now you got some contradiction. Now you got some hypocrisy. Now you got some order followers who said they were going to support and protect and defend your Constitution, which means your individual rights, your unalienable rights. But now there's another law that was issued by the president or a governor or, under the auspices of some emergency. So we're going to go over this real quick. This is the kind of things we're going to go over. That was the first clip. Here's the second clip.
I'm just taking a stand. I'm just asking what law. That's all I want to know. I just want to know what.
I'm not going to ask you again.
Okay, I just want to know what.
You need to leave now.
Can you state what law?
You need to leave now.
What regulation?
You need to leave now.
So you're not going to
Get
tell?
back in your car and leave now, or you will be arrested underneath this proclamation.
Okay,
Get
so it's
back in
a.
your-
I know we just saw this. I just want to play this again because look at her eyes. You need to leave now. You need to leave now. Why do I need to leave now? You just need to leave. It's an arbitrary command and they enjoy enforcing these commands. They love that power. They're extracting the nectar of that power from the lemon of tyranny. And they've sucked it down and they've sucked it up and they're shooting it up and it's empowering them. They love to say, just because I said so, because it's the law. Because I'm a law. Look, see that badge right there? I got major authority. I got major power over you. You do what I say or I'm going to punish you. I'm going to inflict some serious pain on you, boy. It's sick. It's psychotic. If you and I did this, we'd rightly be thrown into a cage. Why? Because we're harming our fellow human being.
So it's a problem.
Seriously, we got to stand up and go, no, this ain't happening for one more day. Not for one more second. I got to get with some like-minded people who actually love freedom as much as I do. And we got to stand up against this.
Proclamation.
It's an emergency proclamation. Get back in your car and leave now.
Okay, thank you. Emergency proclamation. Oh, can I get your name and badge number, please? Name and badge number.
I didn't realize I duplicated this. Just wait a second. There's more, guys. There's more.
Name and badge number. Name and badge number. Okay. No name and badge number. Can I get your name and badge number? Nope. Okay.
I've never understood this. Yeah, call yourself a public servant, and when your public master comes up to you requesting, it's a very simple request. Can I get your name and badge number? If they won't give you that, what kind of evil are they doing behind the scenes that they don't want you known about? We have got to understand that these cops understand, these law enforcement officials understand that when somebody dangles a camera in their face, this can potentially go out to every member of the human race in every nation, every tribe, every language, every custom, every culture is going to see your reaction. And yet they continue to not do the very thing they swore they would do. That puts you at the bottom rung of humanity. Dude and dudette.
No name and badge number. Just trying to find out what law says I can't stop and take pictures or stop and go on the highway. I'm just asking what law it is.
Okay, this is now. Let me see. I don't see in the comment section the description under Hawaii Real Estate's video. I don't see him calling out what law enforcement agency this is. So let's take a look at this. This is, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is what? Deputy Sheriff State of Hawaii, badge number 1343. The guy's name is A. Wolf. So that's one person he's dealing with. We should really also get the badge number of the female cop. Let's see. Let me just take some time. Okay, so we're at 148 here, so we got some time. It's just important to identify these guys. I don't know if he's standing far away. Okay, he's getting closer. There's too much of a shine on that badge. Let's see. Let's see what her name is. We're not going to be able to find that. I'd really like if Eric West from Hawii Real Estate knows what her name is. We've got to identify her. It's very important that we identify these people by name and by department and by badge number. So let's go ahead and go back to where we were. He's talking to this guy over here, A. Wolf. All right, here we go.
Your name and badge number? Nope. Okay.
Sorry.
No name and badge number. Just trying to find out what law says I can't stop and take pictures or stop and
Sorry, I'm trying to get this so you guys can see it
go
all.
on the highway. I'm just asking what law it is. That's all I want to
We
know.
were told because of the emergency proclamation that vehicles can stop and take pictures.
That's all I was asking her, and she's like freaking out on me. I just want to know what law says we can't stop here.
Are you with a company or?
No,
It's
I'm
very important you understand what A. Wolf just said, this sheriff's deputy. He said there's an emergency proclamation and you cannot take pictures. Translated, because the governor, he says, the governor made an emergency proclamation, there are rights that you will lose, and I will enforce the loss of those rights. Let's be real clear about what these emergency proclamations mean, because I'm telling you guys, if you allow the government to remove your rights because of an emergency, and just put another way, if emergencies can legitimately remove your rights, the governments will create more emergencies to remove more of your rights. It's kind of like Rahm Emanuel said, we won't let any kind of good crisis go to waste, even if we have to fabricate a crisis. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, although there are a lot of people who have opinions about this. But if you can use a crisis to take away somebody's rights, what's to keep the people in power from manufacturing crises so they can take away more rights? And by taking away rights, I mean there is a legitimate power and wealth transfer that happens when something like that happens. We cannot kid ourselves. That's what's going on.
I'm just a citizen. I live in Kanapali, and I just want to know what law says we can't do it. We have a right. We have a constitution that says we have the right to press. We have a right to. We have a right to be on this. This is a public road. I'm just trying to find out what law we are following here. That's all I'm just asking that question.
That's a good
what
way to
law
put it.
says
What law are we following? Are we following the supreme law of the land, which is Constitution, or are we following a lesser law called an emergency proclamation?
we can't? What law do we tell people they can't stop here?
Let me call my lieutenant.
Just all I'm asking. What law? I'm not trying to create any problems. I'm just asking a real simple question.
But they don't know.
I don't want to get arrested. I'm not breaking the law, I don't think. Don't you have to tell me what law I'm breaking?
Yep, they do.
I don't know.
Can I see your registration and insurance, please?
All right, now who's this guy? Let's name them all if we can. This guy is... What the heck is his name? Balderboy?
Please.
Okay. Colton, can you hold this?
Yeah. By law, you should have a car license plate.
It might have fallen off.
Okay, that's your registration and insurance.
By the way, we're on our way to a funeral
All right.
for a victim of the fire.
I need your
You get everything's in there.
license, registration, proof of insurance.
And what's your name and badge number?
Show me your
Your
papers.
registration and license.
You need my license? It's in my little bag. Hang on a second. Can I get your name?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point, Frogzilla. Frogzilla says in the chat, this is much bigger than just some dirty pigs. Where are the 2,000 missing little people? Yeah, well, here's the thing. You're not going to find out if free press is limited. If the tyrannical hand of evil has reached out and told people in Lahaina and Maui and all these other places that experience these devastating fires, if the law enforcement agencies who swore to protect and defend and uphold the rights of the people on that island are telling you you don't have rights, then how is it going to be discovered where these little people are? Because see, the last thing people want to do who are involved in a cover-up is to have more and more cameras and more transparency on the scene, because the world wants to know what's going on in Hawaii.
Name and badge number?
I'll be good for you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do we know what law says we can't stop here?
That's the third cop he's asked. And the third cop that doesn't have an answer.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many cop cars we got here? 5? Just asking what law says I can't stop here and take pictures of Lahaina. We're on the very edge of Lahaina. We're not even anywhere over the town. This is on the very south end. Colton, all right guys, for all you auditors out there, hit me in the comments with a good next step to deal with this. Colton? Hey, we're on our way.
Again, if you're just joining the chat, this is from Hawaii Real Estate. He's on a Facebook Live, or at least he was 2 hours ago. He's not a polished and professional auditor, so he's asking for help during his live stream from auditors who may be watching. And I think he had like 3,000 people watching him at that point.
To a funeral on the other side. We're going to be late. Ma'am.
So just stand by.
We're literally on our way to a funeral. Can we go now?
Stand by.
We're going to be late for a funeral. If you're just joining the live, I'm sitting here in my car on the way to a funeral, and I just decided to pull over where where the car is, where we took the videos and pictures of the day. And I just wanted to find out what law says we can't stop here. And I just want to know what law, under what statute or whatever. So I'm not a professional auditor. I'm just asking the question. So if you are concerned about people on Maui, I'd ask you to please share the video and call in and ask the questions that we should be asking in terms of why we can't pull over and what law. Ask if you're being detained, get out and ask.
Okay, so here's him reading the suggestions in his comments section during the Facebook Live while he's being pulled over by the Hawaiian State Sheriff's Department.
Tell them you're a citizen journalist press. Again, ask if you're being detained or if you're free to go. What's that? Excuse me, sir. Am I being detained or am I free to go? I have a funeral to go to, sir. I need to know if I'm being detained or if I'm free to go. I'm a citizen journalist. Don't get out, okay? So get back in the car, okay? All right, I'm back in the car. Thank you for that. Guys, guide me through this. I need some professional auditors to help me, because I just want to go to a funeral, and I just asked what law I was breaking by pulling over. That's it. It's illegal for them to detain you if you're free. Okay, guys, just stay with me here, okay? You're just joining the live. I'm in Lahaina. I'm on my way to a funeral.
Jesse Dorsett said, my wife noticed he sounds like Johnny Depp. He really does.
And I pulled over just to go to this car that's way outside of Lahaina town, right? It's way down where the Laniapoko is right there. We're right above Puamana. We're on the very south end of town. And I just pulled over to ask what law says we can't pull over and park. I just wanted to find out what law it was. And then she just said, you gotta go, you gotta go. So then I tried to go, and then all these cops showed up and they took my driver's license, and now they're not talking to me. So I guess call a lawyer, call 911, 2700.
Yeah, I would not do the call 911 thing, because what they'll do is they'll say, hey, we're taking you in because you tied up emergency services. Somebody could have used that line, and anything you do, anything you say, they can and will use it against you. Why? Because they're not on your side. They're not there to serve and protect you. They're there to harass and collect from you. Let me say that you fill in the blank. Any law repugnant to the Constitution is what? Any law repugnant to the Constitution is what? It's supposed to be null and void. Now, where that came from was the 1803 court case Marbury versus Madison, and it sounds good, and it is by itself. Any law repugnant to, let's say, the Bill of Rights, any law repugnant to, you have freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion. And what are your 5 rights as outlined in the First Amendment? RAPS, R-A-P-P-S, religion, assembly, petition, press, speech, religion, assembly, petition, press, speech. So any law that is repugnant to religion, assembly, petition, press, speech, and your freedom to exercise those, any law that's repugnant to your right to defend yourself by whatever means you want to, any law that's repugnant to your unalienable right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects, or to be silent under the Fifth Amendment, any law that's repugnant to those rights is null and void if the supreme law of the land was the Bill of Rights. And I specifically say Bill of Rights because there are, if you take the spirit of the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment, the quartering of troops, a lot of Americans, how many Americans do you know the Second Amendment, let alone the Third Amendment? Or the Fourth Amendment, right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects. That means at 2:00 in the morning, you should never expect that the cops or the FBI or the CIA or the ATF will break down your door unless you have committed a crime. A demonstrable crime, not, I suspect you might be involved in criminal activity, or your money may have played a key part in some criminalized or organized crime ring. Or your Fifth Amendment, right to be secure, be silent. Any law that's repugnant to those unalienable rights, which we all know we have because it's self-evident, is null and void. The sad thing about Marbury versus Madison, 1803, is the Supreme Court gave itself the power of judicial review. The president had said, do this, and the Congress said, hey, we're going to do this. And the Supreme Court justices at that time said, I don't care what the president says. I don't care what the Congress says. Screw you. Any law that's repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. And we declare this null and void because we are the gatekeepers for the Constitution. If you want to know what the Constitution says, if you want to know what the Constitution means, you come to us. So they established and carved out for themselves in Marbury versus Madison, 1803, they have the power of judicial review. In other words, they're the gatekeepers and the procurators of the Constitution. And only from that source, from the Supreme Court, can you get the terminology and the meaning, the applicable meaning of the Constitution. So while, any law repugnant to the Constitution is null and void is good by itself, the whole of Marbury versus Madison is not only unconstitutional, it is repugnant to any idea of individual unalienable rights. But keeping that on the table and considering everything for what it actually is, not for what people want it to be, this emergency proclamation completely obliterates and disintegrates any semblance of a supreme law of the land and essentially becomes the supreme law of the land in and of itself. And we're going to take a look at the law, the emergency proclamation in Hawaii, that these officers didn't know, and still have no idea what it says because it actually doesn't say what they said it said. So stay tuned for that.
2,700 people. Start sharing this video, man. We got to get this out. Whatever this conclusion is of this story, whatever the law is, we need to know. And then whatever they do to us, we're trying to go to a funeral. Hey, ask these guys. Excuse me, sir? Colton, let's see if we can get their attention.
Excuse me. Mind if we have a word?
Excuse me, are we being detained?
We're supposed to be at a funeral right now.
You're being detained for a citation, so just stand by.
We're supposed to be at a funeral.
It doesn't matter. You're being detained.
You're being detained for the citation, and the citation has something to do with him not having a license plate on the front of his vehicle. So what does that say? Oh, we can stop you and ask you for your papers because you don't have some metal plate with numbers and letters on the front. In other words, your constitutional rights just stopped, buddy. We have the right to arrest you, suspend your freedom of movement. You have no constitutional rights at a traffic stop. You have no constitutional rights under traffic law. Hey, the way it's operated and the way the cops live this out and what their actions dictate, the Constitution doesn't mean anything. Traffic law means something. You lose your rights during a traffic law. So in essence, the way they act, traffic law suspends and terminates and ascends above the Constitution of the United States. There's a supreme law of the land, and one of them is actually there are supreme laws of the land, and one of them is, because I said so, here's the deal, hang tight, and traffic law.
For what's the citation?
Sit tight.
Sit tight. There you go.
Yes,
Sit
sir.
tight.
So, what happened there?
I pulled over on my way to the funeral. I'm a citizen journalist, and I asked this police officer, the sheriff, I said, what is the law that says we cannot stop on the side of the highway? I just want to know what law says we can't do it.
Were you filming? Did you stop the film?
I'm always filming. I'm a citizen journalist.
That's fine. That's fine.
So he says it's fine to film. That other lady said, no, you got to move along. You can't film. So now we have contradiction within our own department, the Sheriff's Department of Hawaii, and along this roadside at this present time with two officers that are concurrently present during this traffic stop. One says it's not fine. You got to move along. Oh, hold on. You got to be detained because now you're in trouble because you disobeyed the emergency edict of the governor, the emergency order of the governor. And this guy's saying, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. Contradiction.
No problem with that.
Okay.
But do you understand the emergency proclamation?
I don't.
No, that's fine. I got no problem with that, but which completely is about to erase everything that I said before but.
We've had no internet connection. I've had a Starlink, but I haven't seen what
for
law.
your advice,
I just want to know
for your information.
Yes, sir.
I would go down to the JTAC in Lahaina
Okay.
and go find out about this proclamation. But according to us, we're not allowed. Nobody's allowed on here to film and stuff or park here.
Oh, so you can't film or park?
No.
Okay. So I just need to know what the language of that proclamation, because we have a constitution
I hear you.
which the sheriffs are supposed to uphold. That's what you're sworn to uphold, is the
yes, I
Constitution.
understand.
And one of those things is the right to press.
Right.
So I just need to know legally what.
Are you a press?
Yes, sir. I'm a citizen's press, and I have a
Can I
press
see
pass.
you,
I just don't have my press pass with me.
Can I see it?
I don't have my press pass with me. No, sir.
Okay.
It's being sent from New York, to be totally honest with you.
All right.
They're having a hard time getting it to me, but I'm with the citizens press.
All right. In the meantime, though, until we have the credentials, we need to get that all coordinated to the JTAC, which is the Tactical Operations Center. Okay.
That is by the police station.
Yes.
Okay.
Civic
So,
Center.
so I can go there and they'll give me the law that says we can't
Yes.
stop here. Okay.
And a pass if they're
Okay.
if they verify your credentials.
Okay.
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 But right now, you're actually in violation. You don't have a front plate, so
I think it fell off, but I'm happy to take a ticket and fix that right away.
Yeah, I got my guys
Yes,
doing
sir.
that.
Awesome.
So once it's done, free to go.
We go, because I
Okay.
have a funeral I got to go to.
Gotcha. All right.
Yes, sir.
Tyranny with a smile is still tyranny,
Aloha.
isn't it? Now listen to this. Listen to the greeting here. This is a greeting. The word aloha is a deep and powerful and piercing word. Listen to how this cop greets the guy that they're harassing and collecting from.
Aloha.
So
He said, I don't know if you get it. He said, aloha, brother. And he responded, Eric responded back, aloha. Aloha is the Hawaiian word for love, affection, peace, compassion, and mercy, which is the exact opposite of what all cops do every hour of the day, 7 days a week while they're on the job and beyond. Because we know, according to FBI crime statistics, they are 40% more likely to be domestic abusers than the rest of us. But that's another issue. Or is it? Aloha is commonly used as a simple greeting, but has deeper cultural and spiritual significance to Native Hawaiians, for whom the term is used to define a force that holds together existence. That is just a general definition for the word aloha. And yet this cop has the gall to greet Eric West with aloha while he's extorting him with a citation because he doesn't have a piece of thin metal on the front of his truck. It's disgusting. It's infuriating. And we really, really need to be doing something about this, man. I'm telling you, we got to get together and we got to get like minds saying, no, this is the principle by which we live life. This is the self-evident, self-determinate, guiding light principle of morality. And anybody who falls short of that, yeah, we're all going to make mistakes, but needs to be called out. And if they continue with it, that human being who thinks it's okay to meddle in the affairs of others, take away the rights of others, steal the money from others, execute economic terrorism on others, detain others, stop their right of travel, or even remove or disrupt their lives, needs to be punished according to the law of nature.
Aloha.
So we got you for the no front license plate, $70
Yes, sir.
fine.
Yep.
127A0029.
Aloha, peace to you, mercy, compassionate. Now, I'm not saying Eric West is in this position, but there's a lot of people in this position where $70 would be devastating. $7 would be devastating. Did you know that 29% of Americans don't even have $10 in their savings account? I think it's actually more than that. I think it's like 46%. I'm missing the number, but there's a high percentage of just Americans who don't have $10 in their bank account. A $70 citation would ruin at least 29 to 46% of Americans. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They can barely afford, matter of fact, they can afford to put food on the table. They're ringing it up on credit cards.
There's rules and ordinance. Parking along the Hokiokio during an emergency is the proclamation.
So the proclamation will tell me that's the fact we can't come here is in the proclamation?
Listen to this.
Okay.
So
And where do I find that?
court, I believe
on-
it's
is
in
it
the
online?
HRS. Yeah, you just look up the 127 Alpha, 0029.
That's
Okay, 002917 Alpha. Let's see. Let's put this on the screen. Let me see if I can. Can I put this on the screen? Where is that? 17 Alpha 0029. Let's take a look at something real quick, and then we're going to get back to this video. There's not much left on this video, but I do want to give Eric West a shout out. So just stay tuned because you got to see this. The governor over there in Hawaii is Josh Green, by the way. And apparently he has already issued 6 emergency proclamations relating to the wildfires and other things. So the latest emergency proclamation was August 19th, 2023. So you would think if there was an emergency proclamation that specifically stated that if you're traveling the highways in Maui, specifically near Lahaina, and you can't pull over, then there's going to be a law for that these cops say they're operating. It's just a law. It's just a law. It's not an arbitrary command or edict. Yeah, it is. Even if it was written down, it'd be an arbitrary command or edict so that they can remove rights under the auspices of an emergency. But this is all I found about 127A. And this isn't even, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to read this. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the foreground right here so you can see. Let me see. Let's do this. Yeah, let's put it above that. It's going to be very difficult for you to read because the only one that I could find was the one that had this small print on it, unfortunately. Let's see if I can get this pared down. Yeah, can I make this any bigger? Let's see. Let's see if I can. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, good. Let's read this 127A. 127 Alpha, not 0029 like the cop said, but 29. Emergency period infractions, violations, petty misdemeanors, and misdemeanors. Any person violating any rule of the governor or mayor prescribed and adopted pursuant. By the way, I only found this here. When you actually look up in the HRS for that emergency proclamation, there's no 29. It skips from like 15 or 17 to 30. And having the force and effect of law, if it shall be so stated and designated in the rule, be guilty of a violation, petty misdemeanor, or misdemeanor. The governor or mayor may state and designate the penalty applicable to the offense, provided that if the penalty is not stated and designated, which it's not in the HRS, the person shall be sentenced in accordance with Chapter 706. If the offense and penalty are not stated and the designated in the rule, the person shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, and upon conviction, the person shall be fined no more than $2,000, imprisoned no more than a year, or both. In lieu of the violation, petty misdemeanor or misdemeanor, the governor or mayor may state and designate the non-compliance of a rule as an emergency period infraction as defined in section 291D2. But the only law that badged law enforcement tyrant and his buddies were able to cite was 127 Alpha 0029, which is what this is. This is the entirety of 029, by the way. in 127A. And then the rest of 127A doesn't even talk about, this doesn't talk about pulling over on the roadside, and that's prohibited activity. And none of them do that I found. Any emergency period infraction so stated and designated in the rules shall be adjudicated, pursuant to the chapter 291D. A person guilty of an emergency period infraction shall be fined $200 for each occurrence, provided that the governor or mayor may state and designate in the rule a fine of a different amount. So I'm just going to read B and we'll be done with it. And I'll show you why I'm reading this entire thing. Notwithstanding subsection, any person who intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly destroys, damages, or loses any shelter, protective device, or warning or signal device shall, if the same was installed or constructed by the United States, that is, according to 28 USC 300215A, is a federal corporation, the state or county, or is the property of the United States, the state or the county, be fined the cost of replacement, imprisoned no more than a year, or both. The governor or mayor may, by rule, make further provisions for the protection from misuse of shelters, protective devices, or warning and signal devices. And that's all 127 Alpha 29 states. And I just want to show you this next thing right here. Let me expand this, and then we're going to go back to the video because there's something additionally important that I want to show you. See, knowledge is power. And what we're doing right here is we're accumulating knowledge so that we can accumulate power, because we're going to have to stand up to the powerful at some point and make it a concerted forever stand. So look at this. You've got within this here, what page is this? 4. This is the 6th proclamation relating to wildfires from the officer from the office of the governor of the state of Hawaii. And on page 4, it deals with section 127 alpha 30, not 0029. It skips 0029. It's not there. It goes from 127A to 16. It says HRS. This is what 127A 30 says. Rental or sale of essential commodities during state of emergency, prohibition against price increases. You've got suspension of laws. The following specific provisions of law are suspended as allowed by the federal law pursuant to the section 127A 12B to 127A 13A HRS to the extent that the law impedes or tends to impede or be detrimental to the expeditious and efficient execution of or conflict with emergency functions. How are you getting in the way of any emergency official? By going way on the side of a roadside, not bothering anybody, not getting in anybody's way. You're not. Common sense says you're not. And common sense trumps anything that could spill out of the noodle of a bad tyrannical law enforcer. Historic preservation, appropriations of to revert to the state treasury, HRS program execution, lapsing of appropriations. I mean, you can look in vain for anything that looks like, cops. Here's another thing right here. It goes 127A 16, 127A 25, rules and orders to the extent the requirement to publish rules adopted pursuant to chapter 127A in the newspaper of general circulation. It doesn't say anything about, you cannot exercise your right to free press on a roadside. Nowhere does it say that. Rental or sale of essential commodities in 30. Rental or sale of essential commodities during a state of emergency. 30A2. Nothing. And then it goes to chapter 171 HRS, 174, 180, 180C, 183. That's it. That's it with 127A. That's all we got. So what am I led to believe, unless I'm missing something, because I could be, but this is the entire emergency proclamation, and that's the law by which these cops are claiming to be walking under. Not even color of law, it's color of proclamation. We talk a lot about 18 USC 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. These sheriff's department employees, these functionaries, are operating under the auspices of proclamation. That's it. That's it. So we're going to watch the rest of this. But what he cited was 127 Alpha 0029. If you can find it, let me know, because he wrote that on the citation. And you're going to hear him say, no, you don't have to appear for the citation of the license plate. You can just pay that by mail. But this other thing, you're going to have to appear in court in October for this.
Pick up the 127 Alpha 0029.
That's for the proclamation.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sweet. That's all I wanted to know. That's why I pulled over.
No problem. So then your court date 10/16, 8:30. What courtroom is that? You'll find out at the courthouse.
So can I just send the ticket in and pay for it? If I'm guilty, because I'm obviously guilty.
You can pay for that, but this one requires you.
Let me just say, Eric, if you're watching this, never admit your guilt. Never admit your guilt at all. Don't ever do it. As a matter of fact, the less you can talk, the better off you are. That Fifth Amendment silence is a powerful tool, and authoritarians hate it because they want you to build and construct. They want you to help them construct your own gallows. They're not there for your good.
To be in person.
Oh, that
Yep.
one for pulling over here.
Yeah.
That's the violation I got to go to court for.
Yep.
Did you hear that? The violation he has to actually appear in court for is 127 Alpha 0029, which we couldn't even find.
So
I'd be like, man, I'm bringing the 6th proclamation of the governor in. I'll bring the 5th. I'll bring the 4th. I'll bring the 3rd. And 0029 ain't even there. You wrote me up for something that's not there. How are you going to charge me for that?
And can I get y'all's badge and name and badge number?
My badge is right here.
1370.
1370.
And what's yours?
Watch this.
You already got the insurance line, so he's gonna explain this ticket to you.
I want to just blow her. Never mind. I just want to expand her face right here. Look, she is just going to double down because she does not want to give an inch. You ain't getting my name. You ain't getting my badge number. You're talking to that cop. You're not talking to me. You're not getting it. I'm standing firm. Pride goes before destruction, lady, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Get y'all's badge and name and badge number?
My badge is right here.
1370. And what's yours?
Look at her. Look at her.
You already got the insurance line, so he's gonna explain this ticket to you.
Dang, what's her name? Wait. What's her name? What's her name? Oh, we can almost see it. We're getting her name. I'm moving this out of the way. We're going to expand this right here because you got to be careful about what you're saying on fake stream, social media platforms. Come on, what is it? Come on, what is it? Oh, this is the officer's name in the mirror. Darn it. Darn it. I really want her name. The more they tell me they don't want to give their name, the more I want it.
Signed. He's gonna give you a copy.
Okay, I'll sign. Sure, okay. Anything you guys want to say to 2 million people?
Nope.
Okay. You know, I'm not a professional auditor. I don't do this for fun or anything like that. I'm just looking out for the people of Lahaina.
I understand.
You know that?
Yeah.
You guys from here?
He doesn't understand.
Both of you?
Yep.
Lahaina side?
Nope.
No, okay. Thank you for doing your job. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you for doing your job at Tyranny. I love you, Eric. Man, I'm going to give him a shout out on his channel. And I understand that, you know, we can be put in situations where we say things where we look back and we go, damn, I shouldn't have said that. Why the hell did I say that? I just want to keep the peace. I want to stay on these guys' good side or whatever. I don't know what the motivation is, but their job is to completely rip you away from any unalienable rights or perceived unalienable rights that you have. They are your enemy. They are your family's enemy. They are America's enemy. Anybody who puts on that uniform right there becomes the conformist, the order follower that wrecks and ruins this world. No, not thank you for that service. I do not thank anybody for trying to destroy my family, trying to destroy my fellow Americans. No, thank you.
Thank you for doing your job. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, bud.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Much
Drive
aloha.
safe.
Thank you for extorting me. Let's thank and Eric, again, this isn't anything personal because I know that you'll probably take this in stride. I don't know you. Maybe you won't, but I just got to say it. It's like thanking the carjacker for his professionalism, thanking the rapist for doing a wonderful job and being thorough and complete, thanking the thief thank you for breaking into my store but I appreciate your professionalism in the process. Thanks for doing it. I know he'll learn, Stephanie. I know. And maybe I'm being too hard, and I apologize. It just gets all over me with these people, these badged, uniformed, costumed clowns did to this guy. Because they would do it to us. They would do the same thing to us and feel completely justified in doing so. The entire world needs to see this video. This cannot continue to happen. These cops not only did no good, they brought a ton of evil into the world. You take one man's rights away, when an injustice happens to one man everywhere, guess what? An injustice happens to all men everywhere. It's just a matter of time before it happens to us. And then who's going to be there to champion our cause?
All right, guys, that's the end of the story. In the comments, let me know what you think. Kind of adrenaline rush, man. Like, I don't do this stuff, right? I don't try to start trouble with nobody.
I get it.
And that's the problem, I think, is we're just good law-abiding citizens. We don't want to start trouble. But I think it's important that we know what the rules are, what the laws are, stand up for our rights, get educated. I'm a lot like you guys, right?
And I'm not trying to be hypercritical here, but you are not a citizen. You are a human being. You're a man of the earth. You're a woman of the earth. You have unalienable rights that are just as much a part of you as your DNA. You're not a citizen, which means denizen or submissive one of the city and of the ordinances and laws of the psychopaths who run that city. You are a human being who operates outside of that law. You're not a law abider, because being a law abider means you're a politician's rule abider. And if you're obeying the laws of politicians, for the most part, you're doing evil, because almost every law that they generate out of Washington's District of Criminals or at the state level is a law that's predicated on theft, on abuse, on brutality, on violence. You are not a law. Let's stop being law abiders. You can't be a moralist and be a law abider. Did you know that it used to be completely lawful and legal to be a slave owner? And conversely, it used to be absolutely illegal to free slaves. Are you going to call yourself a law abider and say, hey, I own slaves because I'm a law abider. I don't free slaves because I'm a law abider. I work within the framework of the law. No, that's it. What if most laws are evil? That means you're an evil abider. And again, Eric, I'm not coming out against you. I'm just speaking my heart right here. I think this is a good guy, and I think he did the best that he could do, and I think he did a good job for the knowledge that he had, and as nervous as he probably was, because they could have taken him and his son, because his 19-year-old son sitting next to him. That's another thing. Considering others, it's like, okay, how far should I put this? Because I don't want my son to go get thrown into an R cage.
I don't know all this stuff. I had to go read the Bill of Rights again and go, okay, wow, that's what it says. So join us in the fight. Join us in the cause. Good to go? Sir. Good to go? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, you too. And come to Maui. Book the hotel rooms. My Perfect Stays is our partner. So go to myperfectstays.com.
So he's asking auditors to come to Maui. Let me show you his... Let's see if I can show you his website. I was not familiar with Eric West until somebody dropped a link in my Twitter feed. And I thought, man, I got to share this with you guys. So this is Eric and Lisa West, and their YouTube channel is Hawaii Real Estate, and they're killing it on the views. Apparently, he is boots on the ground in Hawaii covering the Lahaina fires, apparently in a manner that fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird MK Ultra Media is not doing. He's got 4 days ago. There's a video right here called "More Evidence 2 Miles from Lahaina Fire: A Melted Car Surrounded by Gravel." 1 million views, 94,000 views, 201,000 views 1 day ago. 20 hours ago, he's got 51,000 views. Let's see if he's got how many live streams he's got. There was the live stream that we just looked at, which is this one right here. Listen up, Hawaii Lahaina leaders speak out about Maui fires. This is scheduled to go live at 8:48 p.m. If you see, I'll tell you what, if you guys go to, this is upcoming at 8:48 p.m. I wonder if that's going to be my time. That would be in about 2 hours from Central Standard Time. Let me drop this link in the chat. If you guys visit him or you go to his channel, here's that link. And I'm going to give you the link to the video that we just went over on this live stream. so you can watch it in its entirety, because I did cut out half of it. I edited it, just kind of the dead air out. Here's the link for that right there. And I'll also leave these links in the description and in the pinned comment, so you can go visit him, give him a like, give him a subscribe, help him out. It looks like he's boots on the ground doing what the fake stream CIA infiltrated journalists just will not do, because they have their marching orders. But let me tell you this. Let me recap this. If emergencies can legitimately remove your rights, then governments will always create more emergencies so they can remove more of your rights. And remember, laws serve two purposes. They take away your rights and they remove your wealth from you. Their laws are the opinions of politicians backed by the threat of force. Most of the laws that are instituted are anti-Bill of Rights, which means they're anti-freedom, which means they're anti-unalienable rights, which means they're downright evil. They're violations of the golden rule: do to others what you want done to you. Conversely, don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. And you can laugh at me all you want, but that's how you want to live too. And that when people live against that and contrary to that, they are violating natural law. They are violating the rules of morality. They are violating principles of humanity. And when they do that, they hate your family. They hate you. They hate America. They hate the world. And you can't have any more of that kind of stuff going on, or we're going to sink into the quicksand of tyranny. And I don't want that happening. So leave your thoughts about this. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Thank you, everybody in the chat room, for joining. There's 574 likes, 774 people in this room. Let's see if we can get it up to 600 likes before the end of this live stream. I'll read out some of the, please, Brian, join the live stream and advise, or any other auditors. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let me go back to this. Yeah, none of us is greater than all of us. Let's see. Let me go back to his lives, which is on his channel. Again, this is Eric and Lisa West from Hawaii Real Estate. I've never been to Hawaii. Put a 1 in the room if you've been to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii. I don't know if I will ever take a domestic or international flight again. I'm just not interested in giving up my rights. I'm not saying I'll never do it, because there might be an emergency where I got to board a plane and have them feel me up at the TSA and put my belt in the bin and my laptop and 3 ounces of conditioner. I try never to say never, but man, I don't see myself doing that ever again. And if people do it, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it truly is humiliating. Being in an airport in America is a constitution-free zone. You don't have rights there. If you think you have rights, then try to be the embodiment of the Second Amendment in an airport and go through TSA with it. It ain't gonna happen. So let's see. Live. Okay, so that's this one right here. Yeah. So what we'll do is I'll put this link in the chat again. This is something he's going to go live on in about 2 hours, if that is Central Standard Time. I'm pretty sure it is. I think they'll give me, like, if you're on Pacific Time or Eastern Time, your, let's see, when does it say? Yeah, 8:48 p.m. If you're Eastern Time, that probably says 9:48 p.m. If you're Pacific, that probably says 6:46 p.m. and so on. So here's the link to this live stream. There's a couple people in there. Hey, you know what? If you guys are in the room right now over there, and on this link right here, that link that I just posted. What's up, Reluctant Prophet, News Now Network? No Mask is here. Katie, Rat, Billy, Bob Jones, Pat Vega, M Star Media. Government's here. What? Get him out of here. I'm just kidding. All right. So I'm just going to put here. You know what I'll do? I will put, it sounded like Obama. You know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. Look. They like saying, look. Let's see. So I just put hello all in the room. So if you guys want to go in the room, that'll be kind of neat. And give Eric West, some love. Maybe point him to this live stream right here. Because that the right link? Did I put the right link in there? DUN. Yeah, there we go. Beagle says hi. Oh, I'll shout you out if you guys enter this room right here for Eric. And then don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. There's 154. Now there's 155. You guys got 640 likes and 640 likes in my live stream. Thank you. That's super humbling. Ashamed Canadian. Here's the deal sent me. Oh, man. Thanks, Ashamed Canadian. Frogzilla's in here now. We care 100%, says Frogzilla. Bootlicker says, who issues credentials for speech? Who issues credentials for religion? Yeah, that's who does it? That's Good Guy Audits, isn't it? Crypto King's in here. Boom. What's up, Brian? Utah Cop Watch is here. Just subscribe, sent by Here's the Deal. Thank you for mentioning that. No Mo Tyranny. I'm down to watch. So let me ask you guys, if you're on the Eastern time zone or on the Pacific time zone, is this number right here? Is this timestamp? It starts August 1st, 2023 at 8:48 p.m. Is that a different time for you? Let me know. That'll be interesting. The mainland hears you, bro. Tell Fish we love him. That's Jackboot Thug Pigs. I love that. William Wilt. Drew Moe says, we're all screwed. Tyrants let criminals run amok. Beagle 1 says, I feel like I need to keep moving. Leona says, man, I wish I was in the live chat when he was talking with those cops. Let's see. I'm skipping people. Doggone it. I hate when it jumps around like that. Wide Awake is here. Our rights will never be suspended. Crypto King. Hey, Hawaii Real Estate Channel. Here's the deal sent me. Thank you, Crypto. Hope everything's doing okay in Japan over there. Hey, what's up, Steve? Hey, Steve, are you in Hawaii right now? I live in Oahu. Do you say Oahu? Oahu? Let me know if I can do anything to help. Steve, that's awesome, man. I forgot. Yeah, Steve is our brother in Hawaii. Anybody else in Hawaii right now? Ex-Bootlicker says, good to see you, Pesky. Rob Zombie, we're here for you. Sent by Here's the Deal. Thanks, Rob. Free Press Fort Worth. Oh, man, what did I do? Pesky Citizen is here. Frogzilla. Leona. No More Tyranny. South Bama Group. Jackboot Thug Pigs. South Bama Group. Frogzilla. Let's see. Nancy. Swamp Lover. What's up, man? Grace and peace from the mainland. Here from Here's the Deal. Thanks, man. Fish is the coolest old dude on that island. I don't know about Fish. Tyrannical Thought Police is here. Ben Dover. Ben Dover is here. What's your name? Last name Dover. First name Ben. Put it all together and it's Bend Over America. Bill Wrightson's here. Thanks, guys, for joining right here. Oh, man, we got 166 likes now. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button when you come in. M-Star Media says hi and aloha. Here's the Deal sent me, says Rapunzel. Hey, man, just missed it, but we'll tune in. Here's the Deal sent me. I'm going to set my alarm and try to come back to my computer. Man, am I going to be here? If I'm here, is my phone charged? Hold on, I got to charge my phone. Let's see. 45%. Yeah, I'm going to charge my phone so that if I'm out, I'll try to make sure that I make it. All right, I just plugged in. Here's the Deal sent me, says Bay Area Believer, Beagle 1, Ben. Government equals Shiite. All right, cool. Yeah, 100%. 168 likes over there now. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Redneck Rebel says, where was the military that showed up late to fence it off? Is my tracking device charged? LOL. I know, that's exactly right. We are so in the system. We're so hooked in everywhere we go. Sorry to tell you guys, if you don't know by now, it was set up, bro. Yeah, I've done, I'm not going to talk about it on this platform, but I've done live streams already when it first started in Maui on my Facebook. Matter of fact, if you guys aren't part of my Facebook, I'll go ahead and drop the link. most people don't even know that I have a Facebook page, which unbelievably, I can't believe it's grown. It's grown to like 96,000 followers from 15,000 just like, I don't know, like 60 days ago or something, 65 days, something crazy like that. I don't even know why. I don't even know why it caught an algorithm. Here's my Facebook link if you guys want to follow me over there. Because I do put content up on Facebook that you won't see here on YouTube as kind of an extra for the people who support me. And by the way, thank you to all the members. I should actually give a shout out to all the members. Let me see if I can I easily find that here? I don't usually go into the back end right there. Let's see if I can find. And also everybody who supports on Patreon and Cash App, I really appreciate you. What I try to send a personalized message. It would be better to, if you want to support the channel through Cash App, than Super Chat or Super Thanks, because I hear that now they're taking 45%. They're almost taking half of the income of every content creator, which is just disgusting, man. It's just disgusting with all the work that it takes to do this kind of stuff. Let's see if I can find the members. I want to give you guys a shout out for being members. I really appreciate it, man. It's $2.99 a month to be a member. And all I'm promising is that I continue to put out content every single day if possible. Ashamed Canadian, Josh Madrid. These are all my channel members who support me. And for all you guys who support with, maybe you can't afford to support, that's fine. Support with a like and a share. That means so much. You just don't even know it. And a comment, it really helps overcome the censorship suppression algorithm. Ashamed Canadian, Josh Madrid, Chicago born, Sikkim Savage, Steve Harola, Kieran Tibbetts, Michael Foster, Jackie Woodica, David Grossman, Mike DePiano, United States of, let's see if it'll fill that in for me. Nope. Tashansa Spencer, Jersey Bob, Witch on Fire, Walt Schrum, Josh Womack, Michael Martin, Rustus Landon. You know what I should have done? I should have done it in order of the oldest to the newest. I think this is going from, no, it's not going newest to oldest, because my oldest subscriber is James Freeman. He's been a subscriber for 21 months. James, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Love your work. Rustus Landon, Louis Stokes, John, James Freeman, Twitter Surprise, Bryant Winchell. If you guys want to become a member, it really helps. I really appreciate it. Guy Swift, Tracer Facer, Rod Hurd, CTJT, M. Johnson, Ryan Kebodo, Quad State Cameras, Christopher's Organic. I can't remember what the rest of it is. Let's see. DJ Smith, Writes On, Deanna Nance, AQI Audits, Todd Reddington, Awake A, Sherry Leah, Sean Kennedy, James Swift, Ethelyn Schaefer. I'm sorry if I slaughtered your name, you guys. Overcoming Narcissism, Jim Nunya. Must be related to Nunya Business. Jeff Hates Pigs, Charles Height, Tom 2, Richard A, Harp 666, Manel Sita Blue Lily, Jesse Zepeda, Nancy Ann Graves, My Socrates Note, Watertown First Audit, Don't Tread on Anyone, Joe Ramirez, Pure Blood for Life, Iron Man Metal, Alan R, an unapologetic apologeticist, I think, and Roper Overbearing. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. I should have done it from, oops. Oh man, I think there it is. I should have done it from oldest to newest. Yeah, oldest to newest. So the three oldest subscribers I have are James Freeman, Joe Ramirez, and Roper Overbearing, followed by Unapologetic Apologist and Kieran Tibbetts. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh man, TubeSock7 just became a member. Thank you, TubeSock. TubeSock7. Are you the one, or TubeSock7, are you the one that makes all those funny comments about the trifold? Me and Trish get a kick out of that, man. It's just so funny. It's like, that dam never would have broken if a guy with the trifold was on the top. It's pretty funny. Oh, by the way, somebody said people under this video right here that we went over. Let me see if I can read some of these comments. If you guys want me to keep going, and I'll just keep going for 5 minutes because I don't want to waste anybody's time. And I do intend on trying to be in this room when this thing goes live right here. But let's see here. This video right here. Here are some of the comments from people under his live stream, his Facebook live stream that he uploaded on YouTube. Is that YouTube Sock that does that? I know you got the crying while you're laughing emoji, but I just wondered if it was you. This is menacing behavior by people charged with upholding the law who are now acting as if they are above the rule of law. Someone help Eric. Outrageous and highly unprofessional behavior from so-called... It's criminal behavior. It's criminal behavior. They and their bosses need to be held accountable. You know what? I'm gonna put a comment. I can't even type. Hit me up on email. Aloha. Now that I know what aloha means, I'll probably start using it. So I just put this link or this post under his video, the video that we just did. So if you guys want to thumbs that up and then reply under my post, and we can get it some traction so it can rise to the top. But you know, this person has 1.3 thousand likes, and that's going to be hard to overcome. Even 229 is going to be hard to overcome. That was tense and ridiculous with so many cops. You handled it well. Yeah, I think you did too. We can all improve, every one of us. I would be nervous too. I'm just the kind of guy that I just get nervous, man. And I'm like, my mouth gets dry, start stuttering, my forehead starts sweating. It's like, even if you know you're in the right, it's like, man, I don't want to blow this. Because for me, it's not that I'm in front of a badged authoritarian power tripper. It's that I want to represent well. You know what I mean? And when you don't represent well, you really let yourself down. You forgot to mention the trifold in that response. Taking orders is not a good excuse for the treasonous behavior. There you go. Love that. Every one of them who chose to follow orders despite knowing it would cause suffering, knowing it would cause suffering, must be prosecuted and heavily sentenced. Wow, well said, Adriana Smith. You don't need a press pass. It's public property. Citizens or journalists, if they so choose to be. Man, if we can get ourselves out of this mindset of being denizens of a city and being subjects, like the 14th Amendment calls us subjects. You got to be subject. We're subjects. It sickens me when I see a sheriff's department ignoring the Constitution. They swore an oath to uphold the Constitution. This got a like from Eric, and it looks like he responded as well. Let's see what he says here. Oh yeah. So what's the next step? Good question. Yeah, because we got to progress from here. We do have to get beyond, just talking about it, just making YouTube videos on it. I totally agree with people who leave me those kind of comments. Steve says, much love and aloha, everyone. Less government, more freedom, resist tyranny, freedom over fear. Amen. And you will fear. It's just, what are you going to do with that fear? See, courage is not and never has been the absence of fear. It's harnessing the fear and moving forward in the shadow of death anyway, in my estimation. Need to start implementing street justice to these crooked cops when they're off duty. Yeah, some things you got to be careful about what you say. Got to be careful, because guess who's watching, according to Operation Prism? Guess who's watching? Hi, FBI. Hi, CIA. Hi, ATF. Hi, DEA, Department of Homeland Security. Okay, guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to, it's called it's called Hawii Real Estate. Subscribe to him. Let him know I sent you. Go to Here's the Deal. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. You know the drill. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you for everybody who supports this channel. If you want to support more, the links are in the description. Hey, the takeaway of this video is always going to be, do you want freedom or do you not want freedom? What does freedom look like? What is tyranny? And when we expose tyranny and we hold the line and we tell other people and we give them knowledge so that they can be powerful, then what do? We need to stand together and we need to keep holding the line and we need to keep pushing back. Because I'm telling you, every single day, every minute, there's 1,440 minutes in a day. How many seconds are there? 86,400 seconds in a day. Every single one of those seconds is fulfilled and are filled with a tyrant who wants to take away your rights, who wants to devalue your currency, who wants to diminish your time and laboring energies. So, freedom is dangerous. It's uncomfortable. It'll make you sweat. It'll make you fear. But what's more dangerous, what's more fearful, what'll make you sweat even more is the advancement of 100% totalitarianism. I'd rather have dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery any day of the week. I will see you guys. I'll leave the chat open for about 10 minutes after I sign off so that you guys can speak among yourselves, and I'll turn it off at 6:59 right now. At 7:10, I'll end the stream. So I'm clicking off right now, but you will still be able to operate in the chat for the next 10 minutes. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next live stream. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Take care.